Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. So glad you guys could join us once again for us tuning in on the simulcast on Facebook, on LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X. We're glad you all could be with us today. I'd like to connect with our friends over on Amazon Live so they can be a part of our chat for today. Have a returning guest, and she has a lot going on this month. Well, she always has a lot going on, but she has a lot going on this month. So we're going to talk to her all about it, including a brand new book that's coming. And we're now live on the Amazon Live platform with Cyrus Webb Presents. If you guys are new to us on the Amazon platform, welcome. I'm going to type you guys in a welcome message over there. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button either here in this corner or down below. You also will see the books by our next guest. We're excited to welcome award-winning master event planner, best-selling author, media personality Melissa Banks to our broadcast. She is the author of several books, including the one I have highlighted right now that's coming out this month called Planet Like a Pro. We're going to talk to her about her upcoming dream parties that she has so you can be a part of. Also, some specials as well for you entrepreneurs out there. Melissa, my friend, welcome back to the broadcast.
Well, thank you, Cyrus Webb. It's so fun always to join you.
Well, you know what? I believe that. I can imagine it would be. And it's great to have you join as
I was
well.
trying to push the stop button.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I were you, yeah, I'd be excited too. I'm excited. Yeah, but no, seriously, a lot going on with you, Melissa. So I want to talk about November because it is a busy time. As you've said, I've seen you say it in your videos. This is your favorite time of the year. How does it feel to be able to celebrate this season, but also to think about all the great things you have coming up this month?
you know, no matter what life has been, when it gets to this time of year, I've always reached down deep and focused and just enjoyed the season. And I get to do it even more now with some of the products and services that we're offering. The doors are open. So it's just an endless month. So I'm on high energy and enjoying meeting people, whether virtual or in person. You get to do a lot of that and just feed off the energy. So I'm super excited about the season and this month and all that's coming up.
Love that. I mentioned your dream parties. That's something that's relatively new for your business and brand. Talk to us about how that all came about, Melissa, that you started doing these live events to be able to showcase some of your passions, especially when it comes to your dream by design and now your dream vault as well.
But y'all have heard me talk about being pushed. Sometimes you have to be pushed into a new season, pushed into something that's uncomfortable for you. And that's what the Dream Party Lives were for me. My publicist kind of threw me to the wolves and said, "You're doing it and you're doing it live." And I went kicking and screaming, but I found out that it is awesome. I love being live and chatting with the customers and the clients and the people who jump in just to say hi. We have people who jump in just to say hi. And I feel a connection to people all over the world. So I found out that I really do love doing the Dream Party Lives and just the whole energy of them, even though it wasn't something I was excited about at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I just want to go back. You said, I love doing the Dream Party Lives. Is that an accurate quote? That's what you said? I just want to
Well,
make
I
sure.
think we're being recorded. So I'm
Well,
going to say yes.
look, I have to remind her of that sometime when she tells me things. I said, you do realize this was recorded, right? That you say these things. But no, Melissa, that is so great, and I think it's so we have heard so much about live social shopping and how big it's becoming. I have a big announcement that I'm going to be making myself on November the 26th. It's going to take my business and brand to a whole nother level when it comes to live social shopping. And no, Melissa, I'm not telling you ahead of time, so you just have to wait. But I love the fact that you've been able to, to find your love of that too, on top of everything else. So I mentioned you have a new book that's coming out, and it's interesting. I have these strategically placed here. Your book, I'm going to highlight it for our audience on the Amazon side. Do I really need an event planner? Is the only book out of all the other books that is not a journal. Talk to us about event planning, Melissa, and what it's been like for you to not only be able to share tips for event planners, but also to be able to ask us the question of, do I really need an event planner, and how we can be able to plan our own events.
This book, the reason I wrote this book is I meet people entrepreneurs, and just people who love planning events. And they feel like they can just do them themselves. They don't need the expert guidance and the vision and all that event planners bring. This book was to show you, yes, it's great to do it yourself, but to have that event planner and her expertise will have so many advantages along the way. So what I wanted to do is just give some real life instances where there was an event planner on site and things went really, really wrong beyond the control of anybody. But because that event planner was on site, it was able to be handled. The experience was still a great experience for the clients and their guests. So there are some things that the event planner brings to the table that you are just not going to be able to do. And I wanted to show that in that first book.
Love that. And that leads us to the newest book that is coming. I'm going to highlight for you guys over on the Amazon side, Plan It Like a Pro. So talk to us about how that book connects with this one, Melissa.
Okay, so I get excited when I just hear that, Plan It Like a Pro. The reason for that book is, yes, there are people who love planning events, and they may or may not want to be a professional event planner, but they do want to create memorable experiences. So what I did in this book is gave some tips that I use in my own business, 26 years building my event planning business, some situations, questions to ask when you go look at a venue. It just helps that person who's planning on their own to have a flow and not become overwhelmed with all the details that go into creating memorable experiences. So I took 15 of those great tips that can change your event planning experience.
Love that. We're going to remind you all how you can be able to go ahead and pre-order the Kindle edition of the book. It's going to be coming out very soon. We're going to remind you of that. So, Melissa, I want to talk about for a moment about just how your business, how the Melissa Banks brand has expanded, especially in the past 5 years. Because again, I've talked about before, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, when you and I first met each other, at Dunkin' Donuts, I only knew you as an event planner. That's the only thing I knew from Melissa Banks. And that was the only thing you were identifying yourself as. What has it been like for you now to be able to let people know the different ways you're able to serve them outside of just being an event planner?
You're absolutely correct. And first of all, I had to realize it for myself. Then I was able to let people know. I had to be willing to step inside those doors. You know what happened March 2020 that changed everything for in-person events. And when my business was in person. But I had to be willing to, first of all, get the skills I needed so that I could step out into other areas. And then I had to go head on, face first, afraid, finding my way as I was learning my way. And because I was willing to do that, doors began to open and opportunities to do other things that wasn't on my vision board, wasn't in any journal I ever wrote, but it was in the plan for me. So all that building that led up to that point was preparing me for the different doors that were about to open that I needed to be ready to walk through. And because I was willing to do that, so many different doors open and so many opportunities to meet different groups of people and impact their lives in some type of way.
I don't have room to put all of your books up here, Melissa. But I did purposely put the first book up here. Ironically, you don't talk about this first book a whole lot. But there are 3 things that I picked up on for today's conversation. I don't know what it is with me and these 3 things. I always have 3 things.
3 things.
but there are 3 things I picked up on that I thought were very interesting that ties into where you are in 2025. Would you like to know what they are?
Absolutely.
So this book, I'm going to highlight it for you guys on the Amazon side. This is her Dream by Design, the devotional. This is her. Well, before I get into that, Melissa, let's take a moment. This was the first book. This book came out in 2021. What was it like for you then, and what is it like for you now to think about that it all began with this book when it came to you being an author?
Even my stomach started fluttering when you said 2021. Now, mind you, we were still in the grips of the pandemic in this industry. Didn't really know what direction I was going into. But what I did know, and I know today, is that my purpose is to impact and inspire others to believe in themselves. And I wanted a journal to do that inside of my dream boxes. Remember, I had started creating the dream boxes, and I was picking up books here and there, and I just wanted something from me inside of those boxes. And I mentioned that I said those words out loud. Sometimes you have to say it out loud to the right person, not to everybody. And I said those words out loud to Cyrus Webb, and he says, "Well, then, just do it." And those words have always rang in my ears, like, "Really? I can do it." And just seeing that book and hearing you say those days, all those feelings and emotions I felt at that time started to come back up. So grateful.
Well, that leads me to the first message in this book. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. You included that in your book in 2021, but how has that helped Melissa Banks in 2025?
Every step of the way. When I try something, it doesn't do what I thought, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't happen. I start again. But what I do because of that phrase is I don't have to have all the I's dotted, all the T's crossed. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to have everything laid out to start. And that's where it stops so many of us is we think everything got to be planned to the T.
Yeah.
And that message right there has impacted everything that's happened along the way right up to today.
Okay. That leads me to the second one. Stay focused. You have all you need to succeed. Keep going. What about that message, Melissa? Why was it important for you to include it in the first book, but also how has that helped you, the importance of not only staying focused, but keep going?
Because think about it. You look at other people, right? You think they're succeeding. They're doing everything I'm thinking I want to do. And I'm watching and I'm thinking, you know what? It clouds my vision. It clouds my direction and it will cause me to stop. But if you stay focused on your dreams, stay focused on what it is you want to do for you, no matter what anybody is doing, don't get in comparison. Comparison is the thief to your success. Remind yourself of that every single time and stay focused on what it is you want and your dream and get up every day and take steps toward that.
And that leads me to the third one that actually sparked something else that came up, Melissa, and that is believe in yourself, imagine the possibilities. So let's talk about that message and how the Imagine the Possibilities virtual conference came about.
First of all, everything starts with you, right? You have to believe it first. If you can't believe it, you definitely can't achieve it. So I believe the conversation you have in your head is what will happen. So what you're saying to yourself is what comes to pass. And imagine the possibilities. All the things that you've seen me do in the last 5 years, I could not have dreamed that I would be able to do them. But because I could imagine the possibilities, I could imagine the journal that came later. I could imagine speaking with women and sharing my passions and helping them move through. Just imagine the possibilities. That keeps you going. And that's what started the conference. A conversation. I wanted to have a conference that women were speaking to women at that time. And I wanted to be able to inspire women to believe in themselves, to push past where they are, to imagine the possibilities of where they could go. And that's what that conference is still about.
Yeah, but it's such a powerful thing. For those who are just tuning in, welcome. You all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I promise you she's not a preacher, but she's doing a little bit of preaching right now. Mr. Banks is back with us today. She's a master event planner. She's an Amazon best-selling author, media personality, and entrepreneur. We're talking with her about a very busy November that's coming up. She has her Dream Party Lives that are coming up. She has one coming up this Friday. Also, of course, she's the author of several books, including her new book she has coming out, Plan It Like a Pro, this month. I want to go to the next thing that's in our carousel, Melissa, and that is Dream by Design with Melissa Banks, the podcast, because you just wrapped up, for those who are joining us live, the audio edition of your final interview in your series, Women Who Shine, on Dream by Design with Melissa Banks, came out today. Talk to us about that. What has been like for you to embrace Melissa Banks, the media personality?
Well, you know what? That's something else that wasn't in my arsenal. It wasn't in my mindset. It wasn't in my thought that I would be able to be doing that. But when the opportunity came, I said yes, no matter how nervous it made me feel. So over the years, I've been able to speak to just some amazing women. I wanted that platform to be about women talking directly to women, talking about their journey, the good stuff and the stuff they had to push through in order to keep going. And the Women Who Shine series you just mentioned, I love that series because these women are women who are showing up even when it doesn't feel good, and they're continuing to make things happen and impact other women's lives. And they're willing to share that stuff and talk to women to inspire them. So I wanted to shine the spotlight on women, and that's been such an amazing series. And every woman I've talked to is just such a spotlight, such a star in my book because they have such a heart to share and inspire others.
Love that. And you have a second show that you started, the Melissa Banks Show, that kind of expands on that. Tell us about that show.
That show is about people, right? It's about entrepreneurs, it's about creatives, it's about artists, people who are creating products and services, but they're impacting the lives of other people. And they're sharing their stories, they're sharing how they got started, how they pushed through some situations that didn't look great, but they continue to move. I love that show for the same reasons, but it can reach so many people, men and women, opening up and sharing their journeys and sharing their experiences and impacting lives.
Yeah, love that. We're gonna let you guys know how to stay connected with Melissa here in just a bit. Melissa, I'm gonna go back to the dream parties because again, as I mentioned, you have one coming up this Friday. Again, a lot happening this month. As I mentioned, you're wrapping up your Women Who Shine series this week. You have the new book that's getting ready to come out. Do you still have those moments when you kind of look and say, especially when things don't seem to be happening the way that you want, that wow, look at all I've been able to do?
Absolutely, because especially in those moments, Cyrus, when things are not happening the way I want, in those moments, I have learned to look back, see, focus on those all that's happening. I mean, the books, the Dream Party Lives, the products and services that have come out of the Dream Party Lives, the
Mhm.
opportunities to speak to women and share my journey. And I shared my journey recently and some really key points of my journey. That's when I really focus on all those things, and it inspires me and it pushes me to keep going, because even though everything doesn't work like I plan it, like I have it in my head, I know that if I stop right there, if
Mhm.
the dream stops. And there are people who are assigned to my voice who is supposed to hear what I hear, supposed to see me doing what I'm doing to inspire them to move forward. So quitting is not an option. So
Yeah.
that pushes me to keep moving and keep going.
Love that. Coach Takenya K is joining us also, another Mississippi success story. So since Takenya is here, I think this is a great opportunity for us to talk about Melissa, something you were able to join me in out of your busy schedule. Melissa was part of us breaking the Guinness World Record for most TV interviews, actually in 12 hours, literally 2 weeks ago today. So first of all, Melissa, can you believe it's only been 2 weeks? That seems like already a lifetime ago.
Yes, it does.
Happened in many ways. It didn't seem like it just happened. But talk to us about that experience from your perspective, Melissa. You were our event coordinator for that day. Talk to us about what it was like for you to be a part of that.
I love, this is one of the things I love about being an event planner, is that the opportunity came when you asked. Everything seemed to start right there. It was exciting to see each element unfold. And I always look at event planning as if you have this big puzzle, and every time you put a piece to the puzzle, you start to begin to see the vision come through.
Mm-hmm.
That experience was picture perfect example from the beginning. Each little thing meant something. Each little thing moved us closer to the day. And the day was absolute. There's no day to compare it to. It was absolutely amazing from when we arrived at the venue to seeing all the authors come in and excited to be there. And not just authors, all the guests that you interviewed come
Mm-hmm.
in and just be excited. And then it started to unfold. And I was I was elated from beginning to end. And it was a very long day, but I didn't start to feel it till 2 days later because I was so excited about it and the experience. There is no comparison. Just absolutely amazing.
Well, it was great to have you. And Coach Kenya K, thank you so much again for helping. Catherine Parker as well. Thank you so much for being a part of that as well. It was really, it could not have gone any better. It honestly could not have gone any better. I mean, so everyone who was a part of that, I thank you all so much for joining us for that. So, Melissa, a lot more to come from you, but I do want to ask you about this final part, and that is you mentioned earlier about products and services. You're running a special this month because outside of everything else we've talked about, you also, as an entrepreneur, you're helping other people kind of get ready for the new year as well. Kenya says it was absolutely amazing. I totally agree, Kenya. Talk to us about the special you have for entrepreneurs, especially for those looking to be able to put their best self forward as they're wrapping up this year going to 2026.
This is a great time to pay attention, to say I'm here and this is what I do. So this is why we came up with the media campaign. The media campaign is an interview on the Melissa Banks Show. And this gives you a chance to talk about your products and services, to set yourself up for success coming into close out the 2025 powerful, but coming into the new year. Going into the new year, we often think about what we need to change, what we need to do with our businesses. What better time is to show up on a show like that, to just talk about it, to highlight your services. People get to know you. But also, Cyrus, along with that, you get a custom designed media kit, which is perfect. It is a perfect way to say who I am. If somebody asks you for a bio, you can shoot them this one sheet. This one sheet spotlights the services you want to spotlight, and gives your contact information. It is not designed to put everything you've ever done for the last 30 years, but it is designed to highlight those areas you want people to know about. And it gives you a really easy way to just shoot that to someone who requests it, post on social media. You get both of these things for just $79. That is an awesome, awesome deal, and a great way to level up, to show your brand and who you are.
I totally agree. It is a great deal. And I'm going to be getting my media kit redone. Melissa's done one for me before, but I've added some things.
A few things.
so, so I need to be able to do. Dr. Velma, hello to you. Good to be able to see you as well over there on Facebook. But no, a lot happening for you. Melissa, let me just say, Melissa gives me a hard time, y'all, but it's okay. I'm an adult. I can take it. But I just want to say how proud I am of you, Melissa, in spite of, how sometimes you kind of, I don't have to say, people know. But in spite of all of that, I'm very excited for you, proud of you, excited about the brand new book that's already an Amazon bestseller. So congratulations to you on a great year so far. I know there's much more to come. How can our audience stay connected with you?
Well, thank you, Cyrus, for that. That was so thoughtful and appreciative. This was great. This was fun and exciting. Thank you for having me again on your platform. I did want to tell you about the Dream Party Live that's happening this Friday. Don't forget, it is live on Facebook at 7 o'clock. You get exclusive discounts when you join us live, and we have some great gift ideas to get your juices flowing for this season. So the best way to connect with us is at the Melissa Banks Show. I'm sorry, at themelissabanks.com, because you can listen to podcasts there. You can connect with us on all our social media. All of our links are right there at themelissabanks.com.
Love it. Congratulations to you, Melissa. Looking forward to our next chat together.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, of course. Let's see. Dr. Bowman says, I love the new affirmations bracelets. Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you.
And we definitely thank all of you for being with us for this episode of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, y'all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.